Hey, I'm ZSH Plays, and today I'm going to show you everything you need to know about using paths in Planet Coaster 2. So the path tools in Planet Coaster 2 are accessed with this button here, and this brings up the new options. As you can see, there are a lot of different path options in this game. If you're used to Planet Coaster or even Planet Zoo, then there is a whole lot more options here than there is normally. So what I'm going to do is take you through each of the different options and show you exactly how to use them. So let's take a look at the line builder first. We'll find ourselves a nice little area to work in. Let's get into here a little bit. So you click where you want the path to start, get it roughly where you want it, and then you click again, and now it'll allow you to curve it so you can keep it exactly where you want it to, or you can move it around here, and then you click again, and you have yourself a path. There's loads of options up here that you can choose. So if we go with straight, then after that second click, the path will go straight in a straight line. There's various other options down here, and these apply to most of the paths, so worth learning. Angle snap is our old friend, which just means that when you set up a path, it will snap to various different angles to make it easier to make various shapes. So that, for example, is really good for making circles. You go out like here, and then down here. You can see how it's just snapping to a nice angle there. Length snap enables you to be able to snap the length, so when you're building complex paths, it's really easy to make sure that each one is going to line up with the next one. The rest of the options below that aren't particularly useful for the line builder, so let's move on to putting paths up in the air. You can place paths above other paths. If you hold down shift, this enables you to choose the height of your path. Height snap doesn't seem to affect that, I'm not sure why, but you can see from the two colours in the little bar that appears how tall it's going to be. Each one of those colour bars represents a metre, and you can place paths directly above other paths as long as it is 4 metres or more above it. So if we go up to here, you can see we've got 4 of these little colour bars now, and we can draw a path right over the top of these paths without affecting them, which is really nice. You can also run them lower if you want, like a 2 metre path. And what that will do is automatically remove the paths underneath it to enable this path to cross. You can, of course, control the width of your paths as well from up here, from 4 metres to 12 metres. And one of the best things about it is just how easy it is. If we keep the line style on curve, and we want to get a nice snaking path up to that little pond up there, we're literally just painting it in. It's so simple. Imagine how long this would take in the original. There we go. A couple of seconds and we've got this enormous path going all the way to the pond. Moving on to the classic paths, these work exactly as they did back in Planet Coaster really. So each one that you put down creates a new path and it will follow on from each other like this. Easy way to place paths. You might even prefer this to the line builder, but in general it just feels now like a slightly clunkier version of the line builder. Not particularly useful unless you just really don't want to give up your classic paths. Next up is the draw tool. This is my favourite of the new tools. We've got all these options here and they are all really useful. We take length snap up to say 4 metres. For the moment we put angle snap on 45 degrees. Then what happens is you just click, you draw a line however long you want it to be. You can see if we zoom in a bit closer that it is snapping in 4 metre boundaries here. And you click once and then you can curve. And again, we've got angle snap at 45 degrees, so it's just going to snap in 45-degree angles. And again, if you want to build a really big circular path, for instance, you can just click there. And then we'll bring it down to here. And then we'll bring it to here, and then back to here. And there we go, one big circular path. We get rid of that, and then get the length snap off, and angle snap off. Then you've got complete freedom in what you create. So we can start curving a shape round here, and then round here, and then round here. Draw whatever we like. And again, nice little teardrop shape there. It's super flexible. Let's try something a bit more advanced. So we'll turn the line scale to straight. Make sure angle snap is turned on. And then we can draw up here. And then maybe along here a bit. Turn it to curved. Get that round here and here. And then down here. Put it back on to straight. Line it up with here. And there we go. And we can do something clever with this. If we go to the bulldozer up here for delete and change this to stamp delete, we choose ourselves maybe a little octagon here, get that down to size 1, spin this around using Z, and we can get ourselves a little letter P in there. This kind of pathing would take so long to do in Planet Coaster, so that is really useful. Let's check out the stamp builder now. So we've got 4 shapes that we can use here to build with. And if we go with, say, the square on full size, then you literally one click, you've created a path, and now a grid appears, and you can very quickly just start filling that in with whatever size you require. You can turn snapping off, so you can just place the squares wherever you want, like this. And the paths are additive in the game, so you literally can just do stuff like this. You don't have to worry about where there is a path already. You can literally just click anywhere you like and keep creating the shape that you want. It's so flexible. I am going to have a lot of fun with this. And then once we've created this shape here, let's check out the rounding tool. You can literally just run this over edges like that, and you can soften off the edges of everything you've built. Very nice. All right, so we've looked at paths on the ground and we've looked at paths up in the air. What about getting between the two? Well, slopes are a massive part of building any park really, and there's been huge improvements on that in this game. So if we get a path going along here, if you use the U and J keys, or whatever your console equivalent is, you can make the path go up and down in the air. Now in Planet Coaster, you basically had the choice of a really steep slope or steps, and that was it. But in Planet Coaster 2, there are loads more options. You can be really subtle about it, so we can just do it up by 1. Then this path, you can see how smooth that curve is. That is so good. Now by default, it will do this where it sort of floats in the air, so you can put custom supports in. But if you want, if you change terrain style from automatic to ground, and then do that same thing again, it will actually lift the terrain up as you build upwards, and that is really useful. You can also use the height snap tool if you want to make sure that you're going up in certain increments. So if we do it to 4 meters, then one hit of the U key will take it all the way up to 4 meters, like so. And another improvement is you can now place bins on sloped paths, which you couldn't do in the original. You still can't place benches on these, although that sort of makes sense. Nobody really wants to sit on a slope like that, but you can place them on more subtle slopes like this. Let's move on and check out the Customise brush. All right, so let's say you've built yourself a little plaza here. You got 2 paths going off it, and you want to get some different designs in and maybe some color coding for the different areas of your park. This is how we're going to do it with the Customise brush. So we're going to go to Customise Style. We'll find something that we like for this big central area here. Maybe this jazzy mosaic path. And we can literally just draw around like this. And there it is. In there immediately. And then let's say we want these paths to be different colors to denote the different areas of your park. If we go to the blue path, the name's a little confusing. It is actually FlexiColor, which is one of the best things I have ever heard in the Planet games. So if we maybe change this to red, we can just paint that down here. And then we change it to blue. We can paint it down there. And you can immediately tell which path is leading to which part of your park. The extras options are here as they used to be as well, although a bit more in your face now, not so easy to miss. So you can choose railings, and the railings are independent of the type of path you put down at last. You can choose what color you want the railings as well. So if you want the railings to match, you just draw all the way down the sides of the path. And there we go. Railings in that actually match the color of the path. Next up, the edit tool. So if we select this, you can then select the borders on any path you've created. So let's say we want to curve this path in a little bit past this vegetation here. And we can just click here, drag this down to the end, and then move it in to where we want. And there we go. Path is curved in, keep people away from these trees. Got a bit of a harsh edge there, so we can go to the rounding tool as well and just get that looking nice as well. And how easy was that? The final thing we're going to look at is queues, staff paths, and how to join all 3 types of paths together in a real park. So we've got a ride here, and what we're going to do is get the entrance and the exit working. And we've got a little staff building back here as well, and we're going to get everything ready for our guests. So first of all, we're going to go with the normal paths. Now to join up the entrance, we need to go to the queues. And again, we've got a selection of different queue paths to use here. So let's use this rustic queue path. And it will automatically join onto the entrance. And then we can automatically join it onto this path here. And we have ourselves a little queue there. That'll get the guests into the ride. And then we can just use the normal paths to join them on to the exit. And that will get the guests into and out of the ride. And then for our staff building here, we can make a little path that only the staff can walk on, so the guests don't get annoyed by seeing the staff building. And the staff path is FlexiColor as well, so let's get a kind of sandy texture on that. And then we can just join this here, and then we'll get this down here, and then we'll extend this path out a little bit, and then join the staff path onto it. And there you go, that's all the pathing basics you need to know to get started in Planet Coaster 2. I really hope you find it useful, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more Planet Coaster 2 on this channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.